China has been subsidizing electric cars now for 15 years. In fact, I believe just over 15 years. It has invested, well over 100 billion. Some people estimate 200 plus billion dollars into electric vehicles. It continues to stimulate its industry. It's propping up a lot of these EV companies, to be fair and to be honest, because there's still more than 90 electric car companies in China. A lot of people say, well, that's going to end soon. China will end subsidies on EVs by the end of, they first said this by the end of 2021, then they didn't, then they extended the subsidies, then they said, no, it's going to happen by the end of 2022, the Chinese EV market will collapse. Well, then China actually extended subsidies for 2023. It's continuing on and on and on. So the media telling you this stuff to say EVs will slow down because China will stop subsidizing them, it's been proven to be false now year after year after year. I'm sure as every year, the media will come out and say, make these same claims this year. However, if we have a look at what the Chinese government just said, it's very clear. You can bet your ass the Chinese government is going to continue pouring billions and billions of dollars into its electric car industries for at least the next 3 years. Hello, my friends. Welcome to the channel. I'm Sam Evans. You're watching the Electric Viking. I think it's very clear the Chinese government wants the automotive industry, the worldwide automotive industry. They know now they have taken the title from Japan. They now export more cars worldwide than Japan does. That happened in 2023. China actually leapfrogged Germany and Japan in 2023, but they're not clearly happy with that. They're thinking, well, why stop there? Let's become the largest manufacturer of vehicles, period, worldwide. So China has now given an estimate. They are saying they want to reach 45% by 2027. So currently, China had an amazing year in 2023. EV sales reached new records. Electric car sales in 2023 were 25% for the entire year. So 1 in 4 vehicles sold in China, a market of 28 million cars per year, 1 in 4 of them was fully electric. But China has now given us an idea of what they want to happen. They're saying they want 1 in 2 cars to be sold as electric cars in 2027. 1 in 2. So for that to happen, EV sales have to double in the next 3 years, or even less than that. I don't know if China is saying by the start of 2027, by the end. Either way, EV sales have to double within a relatively short period of time. And the only way that can clearly happen is for the Chinese government to continue stimulating its electric car industry. China has set this new development and it's made it very public. Its goal is actually 45% of new vehicles to be EVs by 2027, but they're saying that internal combustion engines will be largely phased out. So by 2027, China doesn't want internal combustion engines to be sold. They're saying hybrids, plug-in hybrids, or EVs by 2027. Anything other than those, well, here's the thing. Even now, it's very hard to get a license to register your internal combustion engine vehicle in the 2 biggest cities in China, Shanghai and Beijing. You've got to go into a lottery. You've literally got to go into a lottery just to get a license plate to have an internal combustion engine vehicle. Plus, if you win the lottery, it costs $10,000 just to register your car. So China is making it as hard as possible for people to get an internal combustion engine car. A lot of people are like, well, why would I bother with that crap? Why even go into a damn lottery? Now, of course, outside of Shanghai and Beijing, there's still a lot of people. There's nearly 1.4 billion people in the country. But the Chinese government isn't the only one doing this. You're talking states themselves. So local cities are also massively incentivizing EV brands, getting them to build factories in their cities because they know that's the future. Is the future to have some car company come along and build internal combustion engines in your city? No. So that's why they're also putting in hundreds of millions, even billions of dollars in all these different cities all across China in order to support EV manufacturing in their hometowns. Here's the thing. China keeps on accelerating these numbers as well. If you go by China's information that they've revealed over the last few years, you would think, oh, China actually hates internal combustion engine vehicles. They said in 2020, by 2025, EV sales will account for about 20% of total vehicle sales. Now, that was a combination of plug-in hybrids and fully EVs. And they said that by 2030, sales of plug-in hybrids and EVs would account for 40% of total car sales. Now they're saying they want 45% 3 years before then. So they have massively sped up this timeline. What does this mean for legacy automakers? Well, I think we all already know that. I mean, this is the most important car market in the world, period. 28 million cars sold there. US, United States, North American car market's about 16 million. Europe is about 14.5 million. You can see here, this is like 2 Europes put together. Volkswagen Group, 50% of their profits, historically, for the last few years, have come from China. 40% of their sales come from China, 50% of their profits. What does this mean? It means companies like Toyota and General Motors and Volkswagen and all the Japanese brands, Nissan, Honda, their sales are going down every year in China. They will continue to fall because Chinese citizens don't want EVs manufactured by companies that aren't BYD, Tesla, or local Chinese brands. They just don't seem to trust them. The amount of EVs purchased from brands that are not Chinese or Tesla is incredibly small. So that means that really we have to factor that in to future growth prospects for all the legacy automakers. We have to factor in the fact that they are going to lose a huge amount of their global car sales over the next 5 years in China. The trend has already begun. It's just been accelerated by the Chinese government. Thank you for watching.